Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Hello, Friday. What's going on, everybody? Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network.
Big D.
Neal Ruhl back in the house. We got D-Mac, we got Sam Flannel, we got Spencer Rachter. We have all of you in our woodwardsports.com chat thread, so tap in to there. Here on a Friday, D-Mac.
Welcome back, kid.
Good to be back. Not the circumstances we all wanted. I will say this. College basketball season, like March, it's great, right? Everybody loves it. And it is great. And the juice last night and all that stuff. But it ends so quickly. And as I like to say, all things end badly, or else they don't end.
No, there's only usually one happy team at the end of anything, and that's the winner. So I think that really the one and done is it, especially like in basketball and football and stuff like this, where all of a sudden you lose, you're done.
Yeah.
No matter what momentum you take, and at least like in hockey or in baseball series or something, you got a little bit of time to right the ship. But no. So more importantly, the bourbon was good on the other night. You made the trip worthwhile.
We kept it on brand. We certainly kept it on brand. We did. Rack says Oakland made a few good runs to bring it back close, but couldn't get that one key stop, and that's it exactly. So the season's over. And hey, for me, the seasons are long. Obviously, for everybody, the seasons are long, and they're a grind and everything. But your heart breaks for the guys. Like Jalen Moore, two-time all first-team player. It's over, just like that. It's over. And so that's the thing. Your heart breaks for the guys. And
is it because, let me ask you this, Neal, too, because let's be realistic at the level that
it's college,
Well, at this college level too, and like how many guys have a future in the basketball or basketball is
we probably got two pros on that team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys, this is the last time they'll play like competitively, right?
Yeah, so you don't know how that's going to shake out in the end, but it is sad, and obviously feel for Campy as well, because here's the deal. And Sam Flannel, Spenmo Racks, you guys don't know this. What up, Fish?
Slide over.
You guys don't know this. Here's the deal with mid-major basketball. You do this whole season, right? And we were on the road a lot. We go from the Bahamas
to
Syracuse,
miles on the pontoon this year
to
than we ever have,
Boise, all of it. So we're on the road a lot, and none of that matters. Just being real, none of it matters, because it comes down to these 3 days, 3 games in March. That's it, and you gotta win them, or else you're not going. Like Michigan, you guys lost yesterday, Sam Flannel. You're still going to the tournament. Don't worry.
I mean, maybe.
No, they're going. Everything will be fine.
I mean, it still doesn't change the fact that I am hurt. I am very sad. I said yesterday that I was setting myself up to be hurt again, and now I'm hurt. So, for all of you guys who wanted me to be hurt, congratulations.
Well, too bad you didn't have the ball with the clock winding down a couple times. Control your own destiny.
Bro,
airball the
Hey, congratulations, Sparty, though. I saw they won. Big win by Sparty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to congratulate Spencer's, Sam?
I mean, sure, because Michigan State, Michigan State is actually going to the tournament. I could do a spiel all day about Michigan basketball. I mean, in fact, if you would allow me really quick, Neal Ruhl.
Sure.
All right. So, let me give you 6 different scenarios. Bear with me. In one game, Michigan was up by double digits at half. In another game, they were playing a mid-major team that would finish 10 games below 500. In 2 games, they had 7-point leads with under 2 minutes left. In one game, they were up by 3 with over 5 minutes left and allowed their opponent 4 points the rest of the game. And in another game, they held their opponent without a field goal in the last 10:45 of the game. Michigan is 0-6 in those games.
Oh, that's wild.
That is terrible. And that is a
wild.
true story. And if Michigan just wins 1 or 2 of them, they are comfortably in the tournament.
They're in anyway,
They
guys.
still might make it, but it would really help if they won at Indiana. And even the Big Ten tournament, I know they'll get an easy draw. Yeah. But with this team, the way that they've lost games in such biblical manners, I don't trust them.
What's their record in the Big Ten now?
It's 11-8.
Okay, so they're 11-9. They're 11-9. That's in. If this is an 8-big league, like you guys talk of the great Big Ten that hasn't won a natty in over 2 decades.
Never
this
said that
great
once.
big, the best conference in college basketball. If you're 11-9 in that gauntlet, you're in. And here's the thing: Spenmo, your Spartans are in. Your Wolverines are in. And that's what I'm talking about here. And I can already tell how this is going to go, too. I can already see how this is laying out. And this isn't a Michigan thing, and this isn't a Michigan State thing. It's a Power 5 thing, and the way it's all engineered. They'll talk about the, quote, quad 1 win, right? And it's already, that's what they're going to value, right, Sam Flannel? That's what we were told.
That's what we are told.
That's what we are told,
yes.
Right. So, because the Big Ten gets these faux quad 1 wins where when you win at Northwestern it's a quad 1 win, and Rutgers, look at them imploding right now, but it's a quad 1 win. That's what I'm told.
Minnesota was devastating for them.
Yeah.
I can't believe that happened.
So, and I look at a team like Florida Atlantic, right, and Conference USA. I can already see how this is shaking out. They'll make Florida Atlantic like a 7 or a 10, and they'll have to play like a Michigan or a Michigan State.
Yeah.
And Florida Atlantic, who's been very, very good this year, they're killing teams. But they don't get the opportunity. Mm-hmm. They don't get to play quad 1 games. No. And conveniently, the second and third best team in Conference USA, their net ranking is 52 and 58. So when Florida Atlantic beats them at home, it's not a quad 1 win because they're not in the top 50. You see how this is manipulated?
Maybe they should play in a real conference then, and not mid-majors, and get to feast on the little sisters of the poor. That happens.
Man.
That happens.
But maybe they should play in a real conference.
Yeah.
Also, I'm glad Minnesota beat Rutgers, because Rutgers is a bunch of scumbags. They're the reason Michigan State didn't play in Minnesota.
Oh, that's right.
That is true, too.
Didn't get rescheduled because Rutgers wouldn't move their game back a day.
And that is true.
And that's what you get. You lost. Have fun in the NIT, you losers, you nerds.
Yeah. That was such a bad loss.
They stink.
Yeah.
And any talk about a quality win, I'm not having it during the whole the whole conference season. All right, that's enough for that. D-Mac, we tackle tough issues on this show. We're the one show on Woodward Sports that we're not afraid.
Accountability.
Yes. Darren McCarty is the minister of accountability. And D-Mac,
we got an
time.
issue.
We do have an issue. It's an inter-office issue, and it's something that a lot of people can attest to. It's something that no matter what your workplace is, you've dealt with on some level. And it's something, quite frankly, that needs to stop. You people and your half a donuts.
Yeah.
You people that come in and there's a box of donuts and you take a half of it or you tear a corner off it and you leave the rest of it there. No one knows the fate of that donut. No one knows who's touched it. Or did you bite it off? Did you rip it off? What? Here, take a knife and cut it off, number one. But number two, do not go to a donut looking for half of it
It's somewhere down there.
without a contributing partner to your half donut thing. You can do a half donut. I'm the kind of person I'll do a half a donut. Not a big sugar guy.
Here.
I'll eat a half a donut. However, when I go into the donut, I'm never going to make it look like that. I'm never going to make it look like that and put it back in that box. If I go in for a donut and I want a half donut, I have a willing partner that's coming in there with me, and we will account for the whole donut. Because accountability, Darren McCarty, and whoever did this here at Woodward Sports, you have to answer to that, man.
Yeah, blast them.
Eat it,
They
fish.
do. Hopefully I don't find out and we looked at it and there wasn't. People might say, well, what if they took a knife and cut it? Yes, if they did that, they should have removed it from the box. But
Absolutely.
even we're condoning here, take the donut, take the bite, don't like it, throw it out. Because we don't know where it's been. Or even to your point, Neal, get a friend. Get a friend to share a donut with.
Yeah.
Share a donut.
Account for the entire donut. When you decide to cut it or tear it apart or whatever you're going to do, the donut's yours.
Hey, you know what? Spenny, you and I are off the list.
Yeah.
We're real men.
Yes.
We ate 3 donuts whole by ourselves. We would never do that.
Factual.
Spenny's clear.
Factual.
That's sacks.
Flannel, I don't
sexual.
know. Fish, you're on your way out.
I wouldn't
so
do that.
I don't think you do that to the boys.
And if I were going to do it, I am a half a donut person, but I'm a self-aware
There
half
we
a
go.
donut person.
Yep, love it.
And I'm going to get a contributing partner, and we will account for the entire donut. in some form or fashion, I'll go to Spenmo.
Yeah.
If I can't find anyone else, I'll go to Spenmo. And guess what Spenmo will do?
I'll eat the half donut.
One bite, too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Steven Sivert said this seems like a stick move, and I was saying, no, I do not think it's a stick move.
Yeah,
he brought this to my
Stick was,
attention.
quote unquote, real men eat the whole donut. I think that's what he said.
Doughboy Steve says, what do you mean, quote, you people? You people. You half a donut people. That's who I'm talking about. You're out there. Some of you are watching the show right now. And some of you are hiding behind the WoodwardSports.com chat thread going, wow, I'm glad this isn't visual. He's talking to me right now.
You know what the thing is?
Come forward. Identify yourself.
Cowards.
You saw what kind of donut that was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it even in there? It's a nothing donut. It's the worst donut of all donuts.
It's the old-fashioned donut.
The plain, like there's garbage to it. So I don't see as much blasphemy to that donut because I don't really look at that donut when I open the box.
Yeah.
Like there's already the one in there. Somebody said, "Fish, throw the donuts at the window, let them explode." There's a nice sprinkly one in there that would do that. But that's where I'd be drawing attention. So you know,
I'm not going to touch it, but I'll show it. I don't want to.
It's a blatant disrespect for the rest of the family.
Yes.
The family.
The family.
We don't do that to family.
Wheezy D313. Well, that is the worst donut, too. It's specifically a coffee donut.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
or cider. It's a dipping donut.
Yes. That I agree with.
Fish, do you dip your donuts?
So we're dealing with issues behind the scenes here, guys. It's not all flowers.
And here's what it is, too.
unicorns.
And I like to see this because I feel like we're drawing the community together. AJ says everyone needs to take accountability. And AJ, you know what? You're right because we let this happen. We let this happen, D-Mac.
It's true.
So I guess to some degree, AJ's correct, and we're all culpable.
We should keep the cameras rolling 24/7.
And then so we make mistakes and we improve on it. That'll never happen again. So
Tim France calls it an act of treason. Jack Harrington says it was probably easy.
I was going to say that, Jack.
Because
you and I on the same page. I bet you that it was easy.
Yeah, 13% of the donut.
To the donuts. Spenny, would you know what? Would your boy do that? Could you see your boy doing that? No?
No, he'd eat the whole donut.
He would.
Yeah, easy. Might be, we'll have some questions for the young man later in the show. We'll get back to you.
Yeah.
We don't bring this up and it goes away. There will be answers.
Seems like a final word kind of move.
It is a final word kind of move.
I was going to say, is it the final word?
Are we really just...
Does anybody know where Maz was?
Neal, why don't we just say, I think it was probably Maz.
It probably
move
was.
On. This is a total Maz.
Yeah.
Maz, defend yourself. If it wasn't you or if you know who it is, help me help you. Because until then, it's either you or easy. Ooh. Fair enough, right?
Fair enough.
Chuck Brewer, for the record, what is worse, half a donut or Alavila?
Ooh.
Alavila. You even know that. That's how angry this guy won't let it go.
No, I will not.
Candy corn, cream of wheat, half a donut.
One of our guys on the staff at Oakland is a pseudo Alavila defender.
Oh boy!
And we got in the mix on the bus yesterday on the bus down to Cincinnati on the text thread.
What is the Alavila defender? All Chris Illich's fault?
A lack of spending and trades. Like he says, the Jamer Candelario trade worked because he led the league in doubles.
Oh boy!
And we got in the mix. In the mix.
Did you tell him that you knew that it was downhill when Jamer Candelario was your cleanup hitter?
Oh yeah, we just that's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. We got in the mix.
Again, Neal, accountability. No matter where you go,
and they got mad. They got mad because I said, "Who's the guy they got from Philadelphia? Mattoon."
Yeah.
Mattoon has 2 or 3 home runs in spring training. Mm-hmm. I already said, based off 3 spring training home runs, that Scott Harris's trade for Mattoon is already more successful than any trade Alavila ever made. Based on production.
Well, technically, I don't know. Did Austin Meadows hit a home run in spring training last year?
Apparently, we've been looking at the wrong Meadows because Parker Meadows had a home run yesterday.
Yep.
Austin Meadows has not.
No.
I still have as many home runs as Austin Meadows.
That's insane.
And I'm not saying he's, hopefully he gets it together and everything like that. Hopefully he, quote-unquote, bounces back. But we got a little too many of those on the roster. You got to hit a 13-team parlay to win 70 games this year.
I mean, I could see him having a bounce-back year, but that doesn't change the fact that in his first year, he played 36 games and had 0 home runs. That was supposed to be an automatic win of a trade, and even that wasn't last season.
See my point?
Yeah.
The Mattoon trade's better than anything Alaville already did, so that's how I got him fired up. And our little text thread, he's like, the spring training doesn't matter. He doesn't get the point of, I don't want to call it symbolism, but it is. It's symbolism. It's what it represents, that there's already been more success by Mattoon than anyone that Alavila traded for. Take that for data.
Well, good for Scott Harris. So we got the right guy in charge.
And I
So
told
far,
you,
so good.
Again, we're not going down this road because Sam Flannel's going to tell you about Swiss Insurance.
Hey.
They're separate entities to me. You guys are going to see me go nuclear about the Tigers, and it's separate from Scott Harris.
Yes, absolutely.
I need to get that disclaimer out there. Going forward all year long, there are 2 separate camps that I'm talking about with Tigers baseball.
I am not a crook.
There's the Avila, and then there's a Scott Harris. So tell them about Swiss Insurance.
Yeah, shout out to David Fisdale, by the way. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Off and running, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Nick Maton, excuse me. Maton. There we go. Whatever. He's your best player right now. So, good luck.
A couple things on that, and our counselor Colosius says that it takes 3 years to come back to put the clock up. I'm not even going to put the clock up yet.
No, there is no clock.
We can't put the clock up yet because yes, in baseball you say that, but let's get underground. This is like a 6-year clock.
To fix this, you don't need a clock. You need a sundial.
You put my clock, quote unquote, book it. Great line.
Yeah, you need it. This is the kind of thing that a sundial or something like that. That's the only thing that's going to be able to keep track of this. So, we move on. Red Wings made a trade this morning. We got a lot of stuff to get to, by the way. The Red Wings fallout continues. Move making continues. Anthony Richardson met with the Lions. Dan Campbell yesterday. I caught the back end of all of that hullabaloo that was going on. I have some thoughts on that as well. The Combine. Are you locked and loaded for the weekend? You going to tap in?
Oh, yeah. I'll tap in for sure.
Okay.
I just don't care about defensive tackles 40 times.
I know, because if they're running somebody down, it's bad.
Play. If they're moving 40 yards on a play, it's a bad play. I care if they're 10-yard split, but other than that, I don't care.
Yeah, people like the sundial stuff, so that is pretty good. But yeah, Jacob Verana moved. The St. Louis Blues acquired him for a minor leaguer and a 7th-round pick, and
did we retain salary?
They did. And here's kind of the deal with it is that was the only way you were going to be able to get something for him. Because I saw some people, and I do want to get in that discussion, that pseudo-discussion we had on Twitter yesterday with fans that were upset about the Bertuzzi trade. I want to revisit that, but I feel we have to do the Verana thing first.
Here's a great opportunity, because I don't think we really delved into it, and you weren't here, right? Is Larkin re-signing? You can touch on that. the steal for Hronek, which is one of those too good to be true deals that when something comes across your general manager's desk that maybe he wasn't expecting, but he has to have the fortitude to be able to pull the trigger in what he's planning on. Obviously, the Bertuzzi, it makes more sense talking about when his agent Steve Yzerman hadn't talked since December. So, it's a tool that he has. And then with the Verona, and you know what? You're not going to hit on everything, and it's more or less cutting your losses. Don't you like that, Neal? Instead of what was the thing you bitch and moan about Kenny Holland? Is hanging on to guys or the bad contracts or whatever, but just the air running out of the tire, but seeping slow. Steve Yzerman, dude, that tire's off. We're moving on. And you know what? If you want to look at it and I'm going to be calm. I got a big weekend ahead of me. I don't need to get all fired up or whatever, but I'm here more like, guys, it's not the time. If you're going to listen all the time of what's being built, all you have to ask, the only question needs to be asked, do you think that this team is better today than they were yesterday before all these deals? And you have to have moving forward, looking ahead, right? Yes, it would have been awesome if Verona worked out. He was supposed to be that guy. But you know what? There's another guy out there, and what you've done in weaponizing, and I think that, Neal, I need your clarification. I want you to explain to people because you're the draft capital salary cap guy. Of the options Steve Yzerman has just opened up, not with your Austin Matthews, here's all the money in the salary, but this year, maybe at the draft day or in the summer, to go after a restricted free agent because you have all this capital to be able to say, hey, I'll take that guy and I'll give you these 5 picks, which you've accumulated before. We've seen him do something like that on the draft day with the goaltenders in the past years, in Nedeljkovic and Husso, with third rounders. So I think he's planning something. I don't know what it is. I'll sniff around, but guys, now's not the time to question, just because I know that there's some of our favorite players and maybe some of the guys we talk about being part of the solution.
Right.
But now, moving forward, you're actually in such better shape. And the biggest move is locking your captain up. Nailed it.
So as far as it goes, and look, here's the Verona thing. My understanding of it financially is retaining half the salary was the only way he was movable to get anything. And here's where it is kind of brilliant. And I saw this going around on Twitter where some people were saying, boy, the Wings fans, Steve Yzerman's almost got like a cult working where any move he makes is universally lauded. It sounded like Sam Flannel being a legend killer. I thought it was like a Sam Flannel burner account or something.
Did you see the TikTok that the heavyweights did on Steve Yzerman making a call? If you haven't,
no, I got to check that one out.
You check out the Woodward Sports TikTok or whatever. It is exactly Spenny. You and Easy nailed it as far as what happens when other GMs see the 313 on the phone.
Yeah. I will have to give that one. I will have to give that one a look. But here was the genius with the Verona thing, right? Because it's chicken-ish, right? There's no but he tried to make whatever chicken salad he could out of it. He retains half the salary next year. He gets a commodity for it. But guess what, guys? It was over for him here, and they were going to have to buy him out. So if anything, they saved some money, and they got something. You see what I'm saying? Like he was able to finagle that out of. It's like the Joe Dumars Mateen Cleaves thing when he drafted Mateen Cleaves.
He made something out of nothing.
Yeah.
And what separates great GMs is being able to use, no matter what, even in decisions that they don't. What he did is he cut his losses, right? It's like gambling, right? If he's got $5 million, right, and he goes into the casino and he's playing poker, but he's lost $2.5 million, he's still got $2.5 million to walk away from the table with, right? Which $2.5 million, Neal? That's, what did you just sign? Oli Mata for that? Like, that's a player, right? So just this little move here, that's why he can weaponize his salary cap so well. Yeah. And there's only a few general managers, I believe, that do it properly like he does.
Ryan's reaction on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread: if Steve Yzerman punched me, I'd wonder what I did wrong. And so, like, there is an angle.
Thank you, Ryan.
That.
Yes, you're getting it.
Sebastian Chose says, I'm fine with what Stevie's doing. We're not as good as we thought. We were a little above mid, and we're not ready yet. And, It is. It's fine. He was able to squeeze something out of it for something that he was going to lose anyway. Because my understanding of it, from the people that know and the things that I read, and I don't see the game the way that D-Mac sees it. Here's my issue, D-Mac. When I watch sports, even on TV, I watch him like a play-by-play guy, where I'm watching the puck the entire time, or watching the ball. It's what I'm trained to do. It's how I watch it. I go to you with this. Here's the book on Vrana from what I understood it to be. If the puck wasn't in his possession, ... Well, there were issues.
Yeah, there's more this game, and when you're trying to, like, there's skill is one part of the game, and offense, and I get it, and the tough part is because he was arguably one of your most talented guys, but it's a 200-foot game, and that's how you're going to have to play.
I got that video.
Right, so if you don't do the things well behind it, and side note too, thank you, Councilman, I did call it. Look at that St. Louis trade.
Yeah.
There was going to be something made there, but and to that point, right, where you look at Zadina, his contract, right, makes it playable where he is, but the big on him is that his effort all over the ice surface and his play away from the puck has improved, and that's what you want with Vrana. No, it's sort of you get one or the other, all or nothing. It's great on the score sheet, but at the end of the day, doesn't fit the system. You see different guys fit the system? So and he didn't. And Steve Yzerman will cut his losses if you're either in or you're in the way. And we saw that with Bertuzzi. So it's just the way that it operates. At the end of the day, guys, I'll sit here and I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. Hashtag Why is it playing 1919?
So we have the video right now, the heavyweights video.
Yeah, I grabbed it.
I'm curious. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm curious to see this. Hey, do this for me.
This is probably verbatim the way it goes down.
Yeah. All right, run that for me.
All right, live reenactment of a GM answering a call from Steve Yzerman. 313. What do I do? I gotta answer it, right? I gotta answer it. I cannot answer it, but it's. Hello?
It's the captain.
Hi, Mr. Yzerman. Hi.
How's it going?
It's pretty good. I got a lot of draft picks here. Got a good team going. Why is
First and a fourth.
First and a fourth.
Veronica, 33 points. 33 points.
We don't really need to.
First and a fourth. First and a fourth. Deal. We got a deal. Hey, thank you.
What?
Appreciate you. You have a good day. All right.
All right. What did he do? I gave him a first and a second. What do you mean first and a second? I gave him a first and a second. What do you want me to do? He's Steve Yzerman. The man doesn't miss.
I love it, Smedmo. That's about.
You must have dropped
accurate.
your camera when you're having bourbons with Steve into like the office of another GM, because that's pretty much how it goes.
Oh man, that was pretty good, Smedmo.
Thank you.
CJ Schneider says Vrana had a large salary and wasn't performing. Do you all think he's valuable? And CJ, that's the point I go back to, and everyone missed this for some reason. He was on waivers. You could have had him for free, and nobody wanted him. Period. End of story. He got something and didn't have to pay the entire contract. That's a win. I know, like. And look, it's a win in
here's
absolutes.
a great caveat to hold on to, Neal, to free agency season. When we sign that free agent for $1.5 million to $2.5 million, and then you can say, remember the money you saved for Vrana? Well, here's your guy, right? So people can see in context that the value, the currency, the draft capital, whatever, it actually means something. So when they see a return, right, a visual return of somebody's going to help them in the lineup of why this was so important. Because think about it, it's like collecting your change, throwing your change, right? It adds up. You be able to do this 2 or 3 times by cutting your losses. You're saving yourself $3, $4, $5 million in the NHL. That's huge.
No, and it is. It's a big clip. There's no doubt about it. So the Red Wings do make that move. And Adiz 411 says Mateen was drafted by the Pistons. I forgot about that. Yeah, and Joe Dumar's got a draft pick and John Barry for Mateen Cleaves. Never forget. That trade should go to the Hall of Fame. Sam Flannel.
Oh yeah, I mean Mateen Cleaves was one of the worst NBA players ever, and John Barry, not bad. Anything for Mateen Cleaves is a miracle.
It's a miracle, too, if you're not working out at Planet Fitness. It'll be like a miracle when you walk into Planet Fitness for the first time, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports, home of the judgment-free zone. You can work out for just $10 a month, or you can upgrade to the Black Card. You basically own Planet Fitness at that time. And, guys, look, I tell you this all the time. There's no other gym I'd rather be at. And I know there's ones out there that charge $40, $50, $60 a month. Nah, man, you don't need all that. Everything you need is at Planet Fitness. Tons of cardio equipment, tons of weight equipment. Never waiting for anything at Planet Fitness. I walk in the door, I get my ish done, we go to work. That's how it is at Planet Fitness. I know they have like cool taglines and everything like that. It's the best gym in the gym game. Go to planetfitness.com or join in club. You'll pass a couple on the way home. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren McCarty. We got Sam Flannel in the house. JB Smooth stepping in for a couple of minutes. Just kind of dipped in here.
Yeah, just slid in here just for a second.
Hey, that was pretty smooth.
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
like
you see that? JB Smooth, that's my guy, man. I love that cat. Happy to have you all with us. We're talking Red Wings right now. We are going to get into the Lions stuff. Anthony Richardson met with the Lions. The Combine's going on this weekend. And all of it. Some NCAA tournament talk as well if we get to that. But we are chopping it up here on a Friday. And, you know, it's one of those things where Steve Yzerman with Bertuzzi and with Vrana folded the hand and got a good return for it. So that's what it is. And as we look at the draft pick situation for the Red Wings as it sits right now, and the Islanders is top 12 protected, I want to say. I think that's the number. It's top 12 protected. As it sits right now, the Red Wings would have the Islanders pick and their own pick. So 2 picks in the first round, 3 picks in the second round, and a pick in the third round. And as far as next year's goes, assuming that Islanders pick does convey to the Red Wings, they will have 2 picks in the first round, their own and Boston's. Boston is top 10 protected next year, but I don't think that that's going to be the case with the Boston Bruins. And they have their own second and their own third and 2 fourths. So there's tons of draft capital, and I know I know that's look. Let's talk about it, guys, because D-Mac and I got the tweets yesterday, and tweets from people that said essentially, we're not all fired up about this Bertuzzi thing. Is that what you guys found when you talked about it? I wasn't here yesterday, so was there a faction of people that spoke out against it?
People are disappointed. Obviously, Tyler Bertuzzi, what he brings to the table and stuff like that, but the fact that you got a rental player on an expiring contract, that when you hear that his agent, Steve Yzerman, have not communicated since December, it was always about the money. It was always about, Bert's always about Bert. And I think that was to try to get something worked out. But at the end of the day, it's about your team. So if guys don't want to be here, guys have put themselves in this situation to be a free agent where they can go out with the money. He's built that right. So the fact is that look at him. I always look at it more of wanting to move on and guys that want to be here. So the return was great. When you get a first rounder conditional for that, which is going to bring you the other player. Again, Neal, I can't be adamant enough when we start telling players what we got in return. And I'll give you an example. In Detroit Dabber 313, thank you very much, because I was trying to get down to get it. But if you look at the Verona, right, where everybody's going to go, well, look, we just wasted Mantha because we traded Mantha for Verona. No, he's not even on our team. But do you realize that the pick that you got, Verona, for Mantha, ended up being traded for another pick, which was Sebastian Cossa, who arguably, I believe that Steve Yzerman thinks is your Vasilevsky, right? And the minors develop and stuff like this. So that was more the most important part, and the fact that you got something on the way out. Now, with the Bertuzzi thing, it's always with like the players. Do you hear anything about Hronek? Because everybody can say, oh my gosh, we got the greatest part of that deal. Until you see a player in return, a guy in the lineup that's helping your team on the ice, as a fan, Neal, I think that you're going to be skeptical. And even I can sit up here and go, and call people names or get heated because you're not listening and not being on the plan, but that's your prerogative, and I understand, and I realize the why. So once you see guys in a uniform playing and we are able to orate and say, remember this deal? Well, you got this guy because of that. Remember this draft pick that you picked up for Bertuzzi? Well, this is why you have this top player. A lot of people in the chat thread are asking, do you think Steve Yzerman is going to use these draft picks package up? I think he's already knows who he's going after. I don't. You don't. That's a great thing. We'll find out. Yeah. But this is all part of his plan. And unfortunately, there's casualties along the way. We lost, you look at guys that we lost. From 94, 95, 96, the Dino Cicerellis, the Paul Coffeys, the Keith Primos, guys to make our teams better. But eventually, we got there. And I believe that the Red Wings and Steve Yzerman, they're better today as an organization and a team moving forward than they were before he made these deals.
That's it. That's all, man.
That's all.
And it is. And look, I get that people. Is there a faction of people that is upset with the Bertuzzi trade?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a percentage, just a ballpark percentage.
I'd say 30%.
And what's the issue?
They love Bertuzzi.
Okay. What's the real issue?
They wanted to sign Bertuzzi.
Okay. 1919 didn't want to.
Yeah,
that's it.
When I heard that their camps haven't talked since December, I was like, yeah, okay.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
And look, I like this more than most.
You know what it is?
And D-Mac, hold on. I'll get to it in a second. I want to give you this because I want your thoughts on it. You know me. We've been working together a long time. I like it when a GM draws a line in the sand and says, no, not you. You are not going to be, we're not going to be Detroit good. We are going for it. We are going for it. And it's my estimation that you are not worth that. Maybe you feel you are. It's your right to go out there and see if you are. To us, it's not a fit. I like that. I can take that. I can look at Steve Yzerman and say, you know what? You made a call. Good. Because what's the problem? What's the inverse of that? What's the inverse of that? You know who you end up with in those situations. You end up with Eduardo Rodriguez and guys like that. That's how that works out. You end up with Javi Baez's, and you're stuck with them. I like the fact he made the call.
There's no stuck with. You know what it's like? And this tells you that you're getting ready to level up. Because this is like a snake shedding its skin, right? And the first level of hurt and of pain. And I know that everybody goes through it because these are the guys that have been there. And I know it's because everybody so wants a playoff team in this town. But Steve Yzerman, I can't say it enough, will give all of us what we want, not when we want it, when he wants to give it to us. And you know what? Thank God. Because trust me, for 30 years, trying to figure out that he doesn't have the answers for everything. Except he does. And it's his plan, Neal, that where you said that. It's like the coach or whatever else. I saw a tweet yesterday that, and you saw the emotion of Dylan Larkin losing his best friend and stuff like this. And I've been through, similar when I had to leave and stuff like this. But it'll make you better. It'll make you stronger. It goes to show you this is what life is all about, for lack of a better term, moving on. Now, I know nobody passed away or something like this, but there will be a hole, and it will be filled, and it will be getting better. So you're in such a positive time because, especially in our hockey fandom, you ain't spinning your tires anymore. I would use the analogy, you're out on the open water, man, and sometimes it might be rough, but you're about to see land.
Your mom's favorite skater said, and this is a great statement, the Wings are better today than on this day last year. Factual.
Whoa.
That is factual.
Let's go back.
It's factual. Yeah, exactly, Spenmo.
Factual. That's how factual it is. But go back and see with not only the money, the draft, the lineup, right? The guys, the development. It's crazy. So think about how fast, and go back the year before that. So look at the space. It's just like as time. So in this next year, and somebody asked me about, hey, we need D-Max clock. No, you don't. It's playoffs or bust next year. You don't make the playoffs next year, you know what? I'll have some very, very as harsh words as I have for the Eyes are playing. I'll have some questions for them. So it's just not time. I'm the first one that's going to question what he's doing when it needs to be questioned by me. And until I do that, it's the hashtag, baby.
The DLine.com says Bertuzzi wanted 7 years, $49 million. No. That's not going to work. Guys, what did we see? And look, I have to be consistent, right? The 2 games against Ottawa did not change everything or decide everything, or Steve Yzerman said, hey, if we win these 2 games, we're going all in, and I'm going to go get Connor McDavid. No. Just the same way 2 losses didn't say, oh, this sucks, we're folding up the tent, we're out of here, let's tear it all back down to the studs. No, that's not the case either. The bottom line is, guess what? Not good enough. With Bertuzzi out there, they weren't good enough. They weren't.
And here's the one thing too is that, and it's unfortunate because it was such a tough year because of the injuries he's got and stuff like this. But would you want to pay Bertuzzi 7 at 49 is more ridiculous to me than what Larkin got. If I'm going to give a guy some juice or the money, I'm going to give it to the captain. And I think that it came down to, because one was, willing to work it out and has a game plan. The other one, God bless him, I hope he gets 7 for 49 somewhere else.
Remember, too, after next season, Mo Seider enters his restricted free agency year. It's coming around the mountain.
He's getting a bag.
Well, he's got to save all the money. Like, he knows all that, where it's already put away. So
you do have to think long term to some degree.
Hey, you know what? Long term, if your equipment goes down, and I know we're in Snowmageddon again, 2023. Everybody be safe out there. But at Alta, uptime matters. So your stuff goes down, you got to get it back up, and Alta equipment has everything you need to get whatever job it is done. A bog project, outdoor work, maybe the snow plow and stuff like that. Alta Rent, they got you covered. Give them a call today. 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
You're about to be shell-shocked. The catch of the day is in. Big Boy Seafood Fest is officially back. Join us for some of your favorites like our popcorn shrimp and pike perch platters and our classic fish and chips. This year, we've reeled in some fresh catches like our shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, and our fish sandwich. And especially, don't forget about our all-you-can-eat Friday night fish fry buffet. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Can't get get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Off and pushing Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building. woodwardsports.com chat thread. Get involved, Tim France says. Neal, quote, but do you know what won't be questioned? A haircut from Lady Jane's. You know what, Tim? We weren't at the Lady Jane's commercial yet, but when we get there, I'll make it work. I'll do it for you. So just remember when we get there. I'm not telling you when we're going to get there, but I'll make it work. It's like a Dave Chappelle stand-up routine.
Yeah.
You know,
hey, before we move on,
yeah.
One of the questions that I saw is just understand this, right? And people are wondering about, oh, well, who are you going to target? Who are you going to trade? You got all these picks and stuff like this. It doesn't matter what it is, and it's not the point. No one's going to trade that first overall pick when you have a generational player in Connor Bedard. But if there's a phone call to be made, Steve Yzerman has enough players and assets and draft picks and stuff like this to at least have the conversation. Doesn't that make you feel good? Like it'll never happen. But saying, looking what you have, you would have something if, say, like a team wanted to have that conversation.
Yeah. Tim K. Detroit only has 2. I don't want your thoughts on this, D-Mac, and a constructive conversation about it. Red Wings have only 2 top 6 legitimate players on the roster in Larkin and Raymond. They have a lot of holes to fill.
See, I would say that they have 6s to 9s. They have a whole bunch of 6s to 9s, right? You know, and a second line guy, you could say Kopp could be a second line. Perron, could. But to the argument of what he's bringing up is that we're depleted on the high-end talent. Dylan Larkin is your 2C. On a championship team, you still need that one.
You've been consistent with that.
You still need a couple more guns, right? But you will address that. That's usually where you're going to get you're going to get into it. Yet, to his point, right, and you need more consistency for Raymond, but, yeah, that's your point, so you know what you're looking to fill. I would counter that with going, okay, so look around the league to guys with a year left on their contract or teams, right, Neal? And Ray Ferraro, thanks to Chicken Park for joining us yesterday, brought up a great point, right? All these teams, we have 2 different teams. So we have the Detroit Red Wings who are getting rid of players, getting draft picks and stuff like that, teams maneuvering like that. But then you got the Bostons, the New Yorks, the Torontos, who are all in, right? All in. Some of these teams aren't going to get out of the first round. And they're going to have these rental guys, and they're going to have these guys that they've mortgaged their future on.
I would put Ottawa in that category too.
So you could put. Yeah. I'm not saying you can't. You could put whoever you want. Ottawa, after those 2 games, we're all in. Went out and got Chikrin. But what I'm saying is there's contracts out there for teams that are going for rental guys and different things like that you're options. So yes, maybe there's 2 top guys that you're going to sign, or you're going to sign and trade for, or things like that.
I was looking at Boston real quick, like their depth chart now. Your third line could be Tyler Bertuzzi and Taylor Hall when Hall gets healthy.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, no, but that's what you're dealing with. So that's the next level, right? We'll be there someday.
Imagine they get bounced.
We'll be there someday, sooner than later. But there's options. You see where the misses are. Obviously, we need that sniper. We need that scorer. We need that 1C guy. You you got Edvinsson coming up in the minors. You got a Soderblom down there. But is he a top 6 guy, or is he the third line guy? So there's options, and guys still getting to develop. Brings up, somebody asks, is Marco Kasper, last year's first rounder who's playing in Sweden, is he a 1C? I don't know.
He's been lighting it up.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see. And I forget who said it. I apologize, but somebody said that they saw an interview with Steve Yzerman saying that he was preparing for the trade deadline since January. Well, so if he's doing that, What's he doing for free agency? What's he doing for the draft? He's way ahead of everybody, dude. He's way ahead of all of us, and that's the beauty of it. Sit back when you get frustrated and love it.
What if the Wings got in and they played Boston and they beat them?
That would be nuts.
Awesome. that'd be great, because then you know where you got to get to.
No, if the Wings beat Boston.
They beat Boston?
No, if they did. Like, if
Perfect.
they got in.
Then I would say, well, it's a repeat of Columbus beating Tampa Bay 6 years ago. Giving them the wake-up call before they went on their cup runs.
Tammy Chin says, no, Neal, please don't do that to me. I'm just playing. Unless you're going to do it.
Unless.
No, it is it. Doughboy Steve says Burt does not replace Hall. Might give him space, but does not replace him. No, because Hall can be a center. He's done that in his career.
Hall's your speed.
Yeah,
Burt's
I know
your
he's
grit.
long. I know he's injured. I said that. Like, if he gets healthy at the playoffs, that would be their third line in the playoffs. That is insane. So that tells you too. Like, Bertuzzi's clearly a rental, and I talked about it yesterday when I came on with you guys. That is shaping the trade market, where teams that are butted up against the cap taking on salary has become just about as valuable as a draft picks. Because none of this can happen. If you can't take on the salary, if there's no partner that can take on the salary, none of this can happen. So therefore, the picks become less valuable to a contender, even less valuable than they already were. Because you're telling me, and here's the flip side of the coin, right? Like, I look in this camera and say, Bertuzzi, sorry, man, didn't work. See you later. On the flip side of that, if we're doing, downtown Boston sports right now, and I'm saying absolutely we do this deal for Bertuzzi, because he becomes our third line winger, 30 goal, guy with 30 goals on his resume. 30-goal season. Like, absolutely I would do that deal.
Dude, he's got a lot of hockey left in him from being out with the injuries, unfortunately, that he suffered early in the year and the games he missed last year. So, don't be surprised if he's not an integral part of their playoff push.
And Nick Hedigan, this is true, too, and we'll ride off on it on this, because I'll get D-Mac's take on it. And this is fair. And I think this is true. When you get past the emotion, and I would think the Bertuzzi trade haters and stuff like that, once you take a breath and think about this. Nick says, the Wings largely met our expectations this year, though. We knew Burt may not be a Red Wing next year. Verona has talent but didn't work. We are in a good place for free agency and a good place for the draft. And there was a step forward, because there was a very real flirtation with the playoffs. And honest to God, D-Mac, and maybe it's me because it's the way I think, and I think a little differently than the most fantasy sports people that are out there, where I would prefer what they did. I would prefer what Steve Yzerman did here to going the other way and making a push just to try to get into the playoffs for getting in the playoffs' sake. For real, I'm not bullshitting you with that one.
Yeah, but Neal,
man.
that goes back to you saying we're not Detroit good.
Yeah, I don't want to be Detroit good.
Right. We're not just trying to get to the playoffs and win a game good. We're trying to win the whole thing good, and that's what he's setting up. So it's not about this year. Sacrifice whatever just to get back in the playoffs. Dude, don't you remember the last 5 or 6 years of the 25-year run? Oh, let's just get in the play, and you just hobble in, and we made the record.
And then you sign Franz Nielsen to a $36 million contract.
Cups.
Yeah, I mean that's what the goal is here.
These are cup moves. These are moves that get you closer to winning a cup. Right? We're not talking about winning a playoff game. You need to win 16 of them.
And I do like to remind you, before we do get to the break, this year, Justin Advocator and Franz Nielsen are $1.5 million of your salary cap.
Spartan dog.
R.I.P. Career-wise, R.I.P.
Still getting checks.
He is a dog for doing that.
I loved Abby, man. He was one of my favorite players when we had him.
You like paying for him right now still?
Yeah, because he's a Spartan dog.
And that's a great point, too. Kit Romero brings up a great point about Boston, right? Had to put Nick Foligno on that long-term IR, and if Taylor Hall didn't get injured, right, with an injury to his ankle or cut by a skate that he puts it out, then the money would never have worked. You're right. So it's also the opportunity, because it wasn't like this trade was offered. Like, more than likely, Neal, we would have been sitting here with Burt and talking about, oh, wow, looks like we're going to get nothing for him. We're going to lose him, just like, and not to the level, but on like what the Islanders and Tavares, right? So that's the fact. So yes, the way that it played out, but you also have to, like I mentioned earlier in the Hronek trade, when it's too good to be true comes across your desk, you got to grab it, and then the last minute, oh wow, I see this Taylor Hall. I bet you he's on the phone when Hall went out of the game, not knowing he's on the phone, and this was beat up. And to get that first rounder, right? So Stevie saw Boston in the bind because they had to put two guys down. That's why he was able to get that first rounder, to the point of what you guys did when they picked up the phone. Mm-hmm. What do you want? Yeah. What do you want me to do? Right? That's what it was. And in this case, Neal, isn't it a win-win? I know the Boston fans in the chat thread, but if I'm Boston, I'm happy to do this. Because this gets us closer. Tyler Bertuzzi on my third line. Yeah. Regardless, makes me a better team.
You got hella riches. There's no other way to describe it. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Kurt Romero says, Doughboy Steve, watch something besides Woodward Sports for hockey knowledge. DMAC is the only one with any true hockey knowledge. If Hall wasn't hurt, Boston would not have been able to fit Bertuzzi in there. Right, but the numbers present itself, around March 30th where he can play?
No, but that's why he's more on the shirt. But the IR, to put him on that, it doesn't matter how it's long-term or not. The fact that they were able to maneuver that to do it, open this small window, boom, grabbed it. Right. And Stevie said, boom, there it is.
Yeah, and
he could have said no.
But that's why Boston does. I mean, Kurt, I don't get the criticism, man. Like, we all understand that. They're butted up against the cap. I mean, it was the trade was like literally to the day when they could do it. And Boston had to, announce their intentions by 5 p.m., the day of the trade and things like that, the moves that they were going to make. We understand that here. We're the only place in this city that really understands it. The only place that knows about how hockey and how it works and things like that. Because the other people around town, they haven't talked about this in 6, 7, 8, 9 years. They got to blow the dust off the hockey talk. We're the only place you can talk hockey in this town, bruh. Sorry. Just, that's sexual, everybody.
Sexual.
Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word. It helps fight the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or someone you know is struggling, thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports. Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. Remember, jump on the podcast, subscribe to that. Spreaker, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast. Jump in there, Spotify, subscribe to it, rate it, review it. Unless you think that, anywhere but Woodward's a better option for your hockey talk. Lorena Rio says, Neal, another self-pat on the back. Lorena, I know the work that goes into this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just stand up here and walk in, 2 minutes before the show and sit down and hey, give us a call. Let's trade for Jack Eichel. No.
Trade Simon Edmondson for Timo Meier.
Let's go do all that. No. So, it's not a self-pat on the back. It's a belief in what I do because I owe it to the people that watch. You guys take time out of your day. Least I can do, DMAC, is roll in here and have a clue as to how the real world works. Hey, Jack Eichel. 248. I get passionate about that, man, because I know the work that goes into it.
Absolutely. You know, it eats their own. Whatever else. Like I said, you're either on the hashtag why is it playing 19 or you're not. And it's more so, too, is like, it just blows me away to hear people question something when do you not understand how things are built and the foundation is so important? I mean, I can't be, I just repeat myself all the time. So, I mean, idiots are idiots, Neal.
MPWMU says, I only tune in to hear Neal's take on the S&P. You know what? Real talk, triple leverage NASDAQ index fund right now. Interest rates, I think they're about maxed out. You know, all these tech companies that have a lot of debt, they always get slammed every time the rates go up. This is about as juiced as it can be. Jump in for the big win. TQQQ, triple X NASDAQ leverage fund. Let's go.
You're speaking Chinese to me right now.
Well, I'm just giving the people what they asked for.
Right,
real quick, I'm not going to make a topic out of it. Jack Harrington, Woodward Sports. Adam is a bozo.
Oh,
you guys know how it works.
Took an hour for the bozos to hit
You guys know how it works.
Who's a bigger bozo? 248, Sam Flannel or Adam?
If the Red Wings don't trade for Jack Eichel or Timo Meyer or Simon Edmondson, they're a bozo. 248. Okay, that's enough. You guys know the rack on that. You drop a bozo in there, I'll give you the little extra juice on it. Lions. Did you guys get into this yesterday? Did it break during the show? I felt like this. Did you guys get into the Anthony Richardson stuff?
No.
Because I wasn't able to tune into the end of the show.
We did not.
No, I don't think we did we?
Okay, so Anthony Richardson met with the Lions, and I know it blew everybody away. Real cream of wheat. Buy the TQQ or short it, Neal. But I would buy it now. I think it's a pretty good entry point right now. But we're not day trading this thing, right? I'm doing it, and I'll check back in 5 years. For real. That's how I'm going to work that. Here on Mark M. Flannel bozo. So there's that. That's not notable that they met with Anthony Richardson. That's a part of the process. That's a part of the process when you have the number 6 pick. That's a part of the process that if you're an NFL franchise, you do, because it's due diligence, right, D-Mac? And look, I know it sent everybody over the edge, and I know your show, Woodward Heavyweights 5 to 7's a little bit later. I'll go to you first, Spenmo, because I know you guys had time to digest this and get to it. What was the overall take? Did people understand it's part of the process,
yeah,
right?
That's what I was trying to say. It's, you got the number 6 pick. He's a guy that's projected around that range. You got to meet with him. He met with a lot of different teams. So, but Dan Campbell did talk about drafting a quarterback, too. We have the video of that if you want to.
Yeah, let's run that, because I do think context is important, and especially this context.
You have Jared Goff. You guys love Jared Goff. I know all of that, but you're picking at 6 and 18, as Rick mentions. Yeah. I think there has been some talk of potentially drafting a quarterback, sitting him for a year. Where do you stand on this, and what are you hoping to get out of this combine and with these top signal callers?
Yeah, I mean, look, first of all, Goff did a heck of a job for us. And look, he's no different than the rest of us. Talking about that crew that we had in 2021, he's very much a pivotal piece of that. And he had to go through, I mean, we were all got drugged through the, through the ringer. I mean, it was tough, and that includes him. We were all in the same boat. And I tell you what, man, it's a credit to Ben Johnson, credit to him as a player to want to improve. And so what he's done is, and what we were hopeful and thought we were going to get is a guy who, man, he's our guy, He's bought us time here. We believe we can win with Jared Goff. And in the meantime, we also know he's not going to be here for the next, 10 years. I mean, he's not, it's not like Jared Goff's a rookie. So certainly our eyes are on, man, potentially a quarterback. And the question is, where do you acquire that at? And that's something that Brad and I kick around all the time. But we don't feel like we're pressed right now. We don't feel like we're pressed, But that doesn't mean our eyes aren't on a quarterback.
And so that was Dan Campbell yesterday on CBS HQ. And nothing... That's part of this now, right? Like the presentation package, that's all part of it. We're not breaking any new ground here or anything like that. That was, to me, that was a very politician-like answer, D-Mac.
Due diligence. You know what it's not? It's not signing a backup quarterback when you have the 3rd overall pick the day before the draft. This is going through the process, due diligence, having the conversation, and do you not expect that no matter what, whether he's in their thought process or not, they want to get to know this kid, whether it's a hype or not, but you want to sit down and have this conversation with them, don't you? To find out what all these kids are all about, to find that makeup. So even if you don't choose them, you know, you have an idea what you're dealing with. So, yeah, it's very political. It's sort of like, you know, one of those rallies that you see. There's Dan Campbell. Oh, hey, Anthony Richardson. Okay, he's going there. There it is. And the Michigan contingency's here from Detroit. All right, they're talking to him. Oh, there's some pictures. All right, great kid. Move on.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Peaceful Tim says, what if it peaks in 4 years, Neal? Okay, give me this. It's a long-term play. All right, Dave Schultz says, I just put a couple shillings into TQQ. I don't pretend to be a financial advisor. All I'm doing is kind of sharing my strategy as to how I think it's going to play out. That's it. That's all. But we are talking Detroit Lions, the Anthony Richardson deal, and all that stuff. Ryan's reaction says, Goff is a peak trade value of his career. Trade him. And see, I would disagree with that, Ryan, because I think the return on the investment in Jared Goff is greater than the return you would get in a trade for Jared Goff.
Absolutely. If you're going, well, here's the whole thing, and look at the value that you've got, what you got from him, with everything that's out there, right? Why am I gonna go on the market out there and start a new guy when after the season that he come off? Don't you want to see if he can do it again? That's always like an option, and I understand it where you're looking for value, but isn't he one of the best value quarterbacks with his contract?
Yes, because the heavy lifting's done.
That's what I'm saying. And you know, obviously could be an option, but I don't think they're going that way.
Yeah, and again, for me, that's where it's at. You know, Sam Flannel, him and Patrick Mahomes are basically the same age, only one draft class apart.
That is pretty crazy. I mean, it really does seem like Jared Goff, it really does seem like he's been in the NFL forever, but he's in his late 20s. That is pretty crazy.
Like, you knew he was in his late 20s, but you didn't realize Patrick Mahomes getting into his late 20s now.
Hey, still got a lot of time to become the GOAT, which he is on the trajectory for. That's for damn sure.
Chuck Brewer says you're not doing your job if you don't kick the tires on all options. And that's fair. And look, guys, somebody said it earlier in the chat thread. They said, I want to see the Lions draft Richardson and make Neal's head explode. And make no mistake, if it did go down that way, it's Brad Holmes doing it. And I'm a simp. Remember? He can do no wrong. Brad Holmes is my Steve Yzerman to D-Mac.
And you know what? Brad Holmes' office is right outside of Steve Yzerman's they're in the same house. Right, I've had 30 years with Steve Yzerman. I've only had a few years like the rest of you, but I'm right there to trust him. If he did that move, it's the same thing as if he traded Goff. Some of the decisions he's made, right? Like, I don't question him. It's the hashtags Holmes. Hey Holmes, you know, whatever it is. But it's the trust the guy in charge because of the plan.
What about this, Spenmo? People talking, you got a long day, Spenmo, by the way, which props to you, man. You're a grinder, bro.
You got a long day today, Spenny?
Every day's a long day for this cat. Chuck Brewer says this, and I want you to confirm this if you can. Neal, on the morning show, folks are doing mock drafts, trading Goff and 3 firsts to the Ravens for their quarterback, LOL. Can we confirm this?
Let me see if I can pull one of the drafts out of here, but...
Like that can't be the case.
Did I just hear we're trading for Lamar to pay him $50 million?
Yes.
What? Who came up with this?
Yeah.
Anyways, ridiculous.
I'll tell you this, and I'm a Lamar guy. I wouldn't trade Goff for Lamar.
No, not with our team.
Not with the contract.
And the contract, no, and to the system.
All right, here we go. What do we got? Look at that. So they did 3 future firsts. Is that what they're saying?
Yep. A first this year, the 6th pick, and then a 2024 first.
What?
Okay.
Neal, why does that? How
First.
does make that make sense money wise?
Can you please delete that out of the system so no one can ever reference it again? Thank you.
Hey, do you see that your boy Jake Moody went in the last round too?
He ain't gonna be there in the last round.
I know he's not. That's ridiculous.
That's even more blasphemous to me.
Yeah, no, that too. No, I'm just trying to say, how does that, Neal? Tell me how that makes sense with the money and whatever like that.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Real cream of wheat. No, don't delete it. It makes Adam mad. Okay, I hope so. People are telling me that's a fan mock. I don't know.
Hey, whoever did that,
is a fan
bozo.
Okay. Bozo. That's a bozo mock
That's a
draft.
bozo mock.
Spenny.
Hey, can you slander bozo on the cross?
Spenny, real quick before we get to the break. You,
yes,
as somebody who is, you fancy yourself a golf truther, right? That's your terminology.
Yes.
You couldn't deny that deal enough, right?
No, that'd be awful. I would never do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's all. What do you think about my proposal where I say I wouldn't do golf for Lamar Jackson with the contracts being the way they are right now?
I would do golf for Lamar Jackson.
You would?
Yeah.
And you'd 50 a year?
Yeah.
Guaranteed?
Yes.
So that's aggressive, man.
I mean, I don't like doing that, but I don't think he's going to get 50 a year guaranteed.
Deshaun did.
Yeah, that's pretty.
We're in a world where Daniel Jones is still hollering
Yeah.
in the streets. I want $45 million a year. If he gets that,
the world ends.
If he gets that, the quarterback market's going to go new. All I'm saying is, if he gets that, there will be a lot of questions. But you know, won't be questioned? A haircut at Lady Jane's, Darren McCarty.
Absolutely, because you can come to Lady Jane. Look at this. Combed it with a donut this morning, by the way. Come to Lady Jane's for award-winning haircut experience to register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home. How does $200,000? Yes, $200K sound? Get in today. Register. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Heck at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel here with you on a Friday, getaway day. Unexpectedly got a weekend off. My son's doing a jiu-jitsu tournament tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, his first one. His first one ever.
Checking.
Yeah, his first one ever.
I trained a bunch of that for a couple summers because with your jerseys and stuff like that, and the way the hand fighting is.
Yeah.
Or, there's a lot of that in the hockey fights and stuff like this. I'll be out at Laurel Manor today and tomorrow for Astronomicon, and then Sunday Giannopolis and Brighton for the comedy show.
Okay.
I got a nice weekend.
Yeah, you got a Neal Ruhl weekend.
I'll try to get out there before I get snowed in.
Yeah. I don't have anything cooking other than my son's jiu-jitsu tournament. Probably watch Bone Jones on Saturday night, and that's it. I like it, though. I need it.
You looking forward to that fight?
Yeah, I am, actually.
What do you?
He's like you. I should probably bring this up later because it'll bust up the draft momentum. But whatever. Spenny's a UFC guy. Just real quick. I'm not going to make a career out of this one.
It's a Friday. Fuck it up.
But Bones Jones is the most valuable entity to UFC right now because he's the only star. I'm talking star. People are going to tap in tomorrow.
Well, and I think it's all his on and off, the in and out of the ring.
And that's part of it.
All the different things, because he's good, bad, or indifferent. He's polarizing.
He's the GOAT.
Right? And then you always...
And there's that.
What did you say?
He's the GOAT.
And then you see the fact of you have the anti-Jones fans saying, well, he waited to go heavyweight till Ngannou stepped down or wasn't around and stuff like this. So there's a lot of... It's the polarizing thing. Love him or hate him, you're going to watch.
Real quick, Spenny, that's what UFC's problem's been. There are no stars anymore there.
Yeah.
It's because there's a fight every night.
They're kind of dragged out because of the ESPN contract, but I still think Conor is their biggest draw. I mean, he's their biggest star. Like, he's going to come back. He's going to fight Michael Chandler. It's going to be the highest pay-per-view of the year, period.
Yeah, but how many times can you go to that well? Because he keeps losing.
Yeah, he has a good shot of beating Michael Chandler, but we'll see what goes on there. But with John Jones, like you said, he is the GOAT. He ran through the best, in my opinion, the best division in UFC history was that light heavyweight division when John Jones ran through it. And he was lapping Hall of Famers. He was embarrassing Hall of Famers on his way to the most consecutive title defenses, the youngest champion. He was the first legitimate freak athlete that the UFC ever had.
So that's it. By the way, too, I saw on Josh Parisian's Instagram, his last fight, I want to get the terminology right. His last fight had like the third or fourth most strikes in a UFC fight, and it was a 3-round fight. Parisian's entertaining, man. His fights are entertaining.
That's the guy you can get behind, and those are the guys that, remember when UFC first started or whatever, and I think a lot of it is just because of it's so watered down, but there's fights every day, so as a non-UFC guy or non-mixed martial arts, there's so many going on over the world that
so
different
it's watered
times
down now
on different platforms that unless you have a guy, you're dialed in somewhere that keeps you up to speed, you miss them or you don't know. But to that point, they don't build characters. So hopefully to that point, Josh Parisian has a personality. He's a guy you can get behind. He's sort of that everyday.
He's an everyman
dude.
He's a you. He's a lot like you.
Absolutely. A lot bigger and tougher than me, but
absolutely. He sent his apologies, by the way, for not being able to get on. He had strep throat that whole week leading up to the fight.
I mean, he's like, and here's the one thing that I hope if he's a listener or watching is that, look at all the different hurdles he's come up against, and
every time there's something.
But you keep plowing through. When I say no matter how many times you fall down, you keep getting back up, and the only way out is through. Sometimes he's a prime example of that, and because he won't quit. He's got that heart like I do. He's got that determination that he will come out on top, and this will only make him better.
All right, so just wanted to touch on that for a second. John Parker says, I miss the old days of Ortiz, Griffin, Liddell, Lesnar, all those guys. It was great times to be a UFC fan. And that's kind of, I shade more boxing, though I'm starting to turn a little bit towards UFC. There are too many fights. It is too watered down. Yeah. It's not the spectacle that it used to be. But that was their heyday. There is no doubt about it.
They're getting good up-and-coming guys who are, like, starting to get that star talent. That's like Volkanovski. He's always a good draw. Obviously Islam, Hamzat, like all these guys are starting to be actual super draws when you look at what they're doing. But the fight every week, the stuff like that, those are getting kind of drawn out. But you've got a lot of good young talent coming up. Izzy versus Pereira, Usman versus why am I blanking on his name right now? But Usman coming back at it, and it's going to be a great fight. I'm very excited to see what's going on. There's going to be a lot of good fights coming
Jamal
up.
Hill's another guy, local guy too, Grand Rapids guy. He's fun to watch. We got to reach out to him, Spenny.
Oh yeah.
We got to reach out to him and he might be too big time now to come on. But yeah, I just want to touch on it for a couple of minutes, just see if people I'd like to confirm with the UFC elite of the world that my views are shared and the sentiments are the same. Yeah, so again, we got the draft porn going. I like to call the combines draft porn. All right? And you're all going to go on you're going to go away in another room, and you're going to turn it on your phone, and you're going to look at the draft porn. Sam Flannel, you already got that smile on your face. You know you're going to do it.
I mean, it's addicting. All of these guys.
It is. Thank you. Look, we can all come together right now and This would be like a support group for it.
Can we start doing maybe a once a week, maybe a
meeting?
Our own mock draft, during a segment or something, like see who we get each week, or maybe something to.
Yeah, what now that the combine's going to come and go, I think we can start going full bore.
Yeah,
full bore into that. We'll talk about it. See, because I don't think anybody wants a 30 pick.
No.
Let's
just throw it around
because I don't want to do one, to be honest with you.
The first few rounds, who's there? Who's the buzz on? Because after this weekend with that, didn't I just see a lineman run a 4.2 or something like that? Didn't somebody just run the second fastest lineman at the combine? Spenny, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Clay Jacansi.
So who's up the board? Who's down the board? Where's everybody picking at? I just think it's a fun time of the year. Whoa! Look at this guy.
Real quick, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. RJ Graham says we should do an NHL draft simulator. Okay, ask and you shall receive. I always have that at the ready. I'll do one real quick. NFL draft simulator. Here we go. They're spinning it. Montreal gets the number 1 overall pick. Columbus gets the 2nd pick. Chicago gets 3. They all kind of fall down by 1. The Red Wings end up at 12, and they end up at 15.
We're the Islanders.
15.
Yeah.
So the Red Wings get the pick. So they would have 2 of the first 15 picks. So there you go. You asked for it, you got it.
Toyota.
So that's how we'll do that. But yeah, T-Foss.
I just wanted to know if I can come in and gloat for a minute.
Absolutely, you can.
The legend himself.
Guess what I did yesterday?
What did you do?
I was on the final word.
Yeah, I actually tuned in and I saw that. I threw a couple chirps in the Twitter cast, the Tweeterverse.
Yes,
but
we saw that.
You're a fine young man telling some fine old stories about some fine gentlemen you used to work with.
We were talking about broadcasters and stuff, and I was thinking about it last night. I have a million stories about the media and broadcasters and stuff like that. But yes, I was on the final word yesterday, and I just.
So what are you doing here?
Gloating.
I just wanted to throw it in your face.
Gloating to your face.
No, I went to visit Mom at the hospital.
Okay.
And so I was driving through.
You're in the neighborhood.
I said, let me mess with Neal if he allows it.
Well, if I'd have known, I wouldn't have allowed it.
Well,
if I'd have known, it's too late now. So now I'm screwed. In a related story, I'm stepping away from the Detroit sports media business, and I'm going back to mortgages or something.
Who you are?
Yes.
For real?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm not going to make it to the final word.
Oh.
So it's time to make a shift.
Matt said, if you get a little better, he'd invite you on the show.
He said you've been on the show.
Right.
He said,
yeah, we had Neal on all the time. They got all defensive and everything. They
got all the what?
No, they said, no, we like you guys. You guys are good.
Yeah, you guys are a fine local show.
No. You're cute.
You guys are on right where you belong.
That's right. So I just felt like messing with you a little bit. Please forgive me for this, but I was so excited to be on the final word. When I left, I just started pinching myself. I can't believe I'm on the show.
You're a man, and look, Terry, your career is well documented. You've been on a 30 for 30. Mm-hmm. You've been around the world. Wimbledon to the Rose Bowl and everywhere in between.
Wimbledon to the Sun Bowl.
Yep, and to the Sun Bowl. The Sun Bowl exploits will be a book at someday, I'm sure. It should be a book.
I'd buy that book.
100%. Again, you've been to the pinnacle of the profession, covered NBA championships, all of it, Super Bowls, all of it. However, all of that pales in comparison to the electricity that had to be going through your veins yesterday when one of our own, midday dreck slums here on Woodward Sports Network. I know we joke about it, but Terry, when you made it to the final word, a little piece of me made it too.
Good. I was hoping you guys were happy for me.
I am happy for you, Terry.
Okay. And you know what? You know who else joined in? Some of our people who listen to us, they're like, oh my, Terry's on the final word. This is great.
Everybody was proud. Were you proud, D-Mac, or are you betrayed?
I was proud of Terry, and hopefully he can bring some nuggets back with him. But I was more I was happier on our show because got a Black Santa update yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, sure did.
Okay, you know what? And we'll get to that because I wasn't here and I missed it. After I tell you about Cintron, we'll talk about Black Santa. Okay. Cintron's the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. You see that? You see that tease right there, T-Foss?
You are nothing but a
I'm
big
trying.
Tease. I know.
I hope Maz is watching.
Yeah, that might be good enough to get you on the final word.
I hope the final word is watching. We'll see. Cintron's the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Right now, they have an exclusive offer for Woodward sports fans and the limited edition Red Wings 6-pack. Only $15, free shipping. We can't make it any more easy for you guys. If you want to try the Cranberry, the Classic, and the sugar-free, head to Cintron.com.
Have I messed the show up now?
All right. Head to drinkcintron.com/Woodward and try it today. This is website exclusive. Drinkcintron.com/Woodward. Try it today. All 3 delicious Cintron flavors in one. Classic sugar-free, and Cranberry. That's drinkcintron.com/Woodward. Why wait? Drinkcintron.com/ buy one on principle, everybody, right now.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers, where you can get your customized approach to weight loss. Our own Ryan Ermanni is in the mix now. He got a 6-pack in 1 week. Now we're just playing, but he is down 15 pounds. They had over 20,000 success stories at Custom Health Centers. They've helped many professional athletes lose weight and improve their health. People like former Pro Bowl MVP Eddie Murray of the Detroit Lions and Piston bad boy Rick Mahorn. He's down over 50 pounds with Custom Health Centers. You can start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health, 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-THIN. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, +1, T-Foss, Terry Foster here in the house. He's got the historically black sweat hoodie on right now. People are talking about that, giving you the props for that. Speaking of black, you gave a Black Santa update yesterday. I did not catch it, so please, for me.
I guess we have to repeat it.
Yeah.
As I've said before, my mom is in the hospital, so I went to visit her the other day. And when I came downstairs, everybody wears masks in the hospital. It's mandatory. I saw one guy without a mask smoking a cigarette.
In the hospital?
In the hospital. I'm like, who the hell is this? So I looked over, I said, damn, he's wearing little red pants and everything. It was Black Santa.
Black Santa smoking darts in the hospital.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing here? He said, I'm smoking a cigarette. No, but really, Black Santa, when he's not being Black Santa in December, he works in the plant. So he works at Ford's, and he gets
Ford's. He works at Ford's.
At Ford's, not Ford, but he gets his bunions cut every year around January, February, whatever. So he was in a walking boot, walking out with his bunions all sore and everything, smoking a cigarette in the hospital.
You know what? This is totally impromptu. T-Foss was in the neighborhood, so he stopped by. So fire up the engines, everyone.
Neal, ask him what kind of cigarette he was smoking.
But it's
Hey,
not-
Terry, what kind of cigarettes was Black Santa smoking?
Let me see if Darren remembers, because Darren is going to get him a carton of cigarettes.
A pack of Cools, right? 'Cause
Menthol.
Cools menthol. I didn't know they came regular.
No, they do not, because y'all Canadians have those cigarettes with no filter on it. But he's got to have a little filter.
Strikes. So are Pall Malls and Lucky Strikes. But, like, we're going to give them the cool menthol hundreds? The long dog, right?
Yeah, not the 120s, the 100s.
The hundreds, yeah. Not the bigs. Hey.
All right, everybody.
Listen, just
shall we
because
go
I
to
get a
the
good
chat?
gift from Black Santa and you guys don't, maybe you want to, like, chip in. What else is
Yeah,
Black
and
Santa
Neal,
like?
if you get a little extra money in your paycheck, maybe you could chip in and buy the other half of the carton. He'd appreciate it.
Spence and I will just be picking out some Lucy's for $1 or two.
Yeah.
You know, that's how we'll be working it. Let's go to the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, shall we? I'm sure we have some fine, upstanding comments in here, like this one from Ryan's reaction. I grew up with Mexican Santa giving us oranges.
Oh, you sure did? And what else was in those bags? Apples. You got apples too in those bags.
Rack. Here's a classic. Was there half a pint of Hennessy in his back pocket?
Yes. He must have been there.
Nick Hedigen is a lot like me. I'm not touching this one. Nor am I, Nick. I simply relay your thoughts.
Oh,
That's
you know
it.
what? I forgot. I just told you guys a lie. Black Santa's from the west side. There was no Hennessy in there. I was Cavassier.
It was Cavassier.
But there was something. You knew it was
Oh, it
something.
was something. There was a bottle in there.
You
but it
didn't get
wasn't
close
Hennessy.
enough.
And it's through this now where I wait for it to be, the end of the segment. We got about 7 minutes left. There's lots of talk of cools and scratch-offs.
Hey, does workers' comp cover that?
If he had to pay for it, he wouldn't pay for it. He wouldn't do it.
Jason Moose, here comes the stereotypes, LOL. I know. And I don't want to be a part of it. This is you guys. Remember, this is all you guys and T-Foss. D's411 asked, was it Beaumont?
It was.
Okay. Ryan's reaction, so you better be good or Black Santa's going to get you. I want to talk NFL draft. That's what I want to do. I want to talk the combine and the porn. And we were on our way. And then all of a sudden, T-Foss gets reactions like this. Rack says, oh shoot, I just lost that one. My apologies. They're coming in fast and furious, T-Foss.
I'm sure they are.
As they always are.
Because everybody wants gifts next year.
Yeah. Wyatt Bear says, did he say, I just bought this truck straight cash. I'm rich, bitch. Honk, honk.
No, he didn't say. But Black Santa's about helping others. He's not about himself.
That is true. That is true. Rack says, Cavassier or Cavassier? Is Black Santa the ladies' man as well?
Ladies' man. Black Santa the ladies' man.
And you know what else Darren is going to do next year? He's going to Noel night to meet Black Santa.
Absolutely. You're more than welcome, Neal.
You can come along.
Yeah. You can bring the Cavassier.
Yeah. Don't be scared. I'm sure Oakland will be playing a game that night.
I'm going to tell Greg Campy on you, T-Foss.
Hey, Campy will say, Will, we don't need you for this one night. Go meet Black Santa.
The DLine.com. T-Foss should get a complimentary black card from Planet Fitness.
Okay.
Would you take it?
I'll take it.
I got one.
I already got one.
We get on the Neal program.
All right, Sam. Give me this one, Spence. I can't wait.
No, I was just saying I got a complimentary black card.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't even get one.
I know. Yeah, no.
I got one.
It's because I filled in on the final word.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I got it that day.
Man, I'm the only one around here paying for my Planet Fitness membership.
I'm paying for it.
Man.
Maybe you worked a little bit harder.
Rack also said, the guy in the cube next to me at work just asked, what the hell is so funny? Ha, ha, ha. So it is. You guys got about 4 minutes left. So go ahead and get it in. Brian's reaction says Black Santa comes after the tax checks deposit. Well, you said Black Santa has a tendency to be late with Christmas, right?
Yeah, he came. I think all the gifts were delivered by the 28th this year. So he's pretty good.
Yeah, it was. But we're talking Black Santa here. Why? I don't know. We are. But here we are. Did you have any questions for Black Santa yesterday, D-Mac?
No, I just wanted to know because what kind of cigarettes was he smoking, so I could bring some to him next time. I mean, and now with the weather being the way it was, hopefully on his. I've had those casts for the bunions before and ankle injuries. They're slippery if it gets wet outside. Did you notice if he had, something on the bottom?
There's supposed to be a big snow today.
That's what I'm saying.
If you guys stick around, you might see Santa with his little hoopty sled.
With a rusted rim on it?
A rusted rim.
Yeah.
He's going to have reindeer, though.
Oh, my gosh. No, I'm drawing the line at, quote, collard greens, unquote. We're not going to collard greens and stuff like that.
Okay. White people say collard greens. It's collard greens.
Yeah.
Collard greens. Like Kvassiet.
You guys, you act like collard greens are like some delicacies. Oh, you guys have some collards? No, it's just collard greens.
CJ Schneider's with CJ Schneider's with Penny says I'd kill for some collard greens.
Collard greens
now.
are good.
I love collard greens.
Yes.
They're great.
They are good, actually. No, we're not going to talk about 40 ounces of Mickey's. Does Black Santa live on the west side? Denver Blair wants to know.
He does. He moved from the east side to the west side.
Really?
That's why there's no Hennessy. He's doing Kvassiet.
Jake Wagner wants to know what costs more, Terry? Black Santa's sleigh or the rims on the sleigh?
The rims, man.
Oh, are we almost done?
The rims are like $8,000. The actual sleigh is like $500.
3 minutes, huh? Mike G, can Black Santa make me fried catfish and leave me a bottle of hot sauce in my stocking?
Yeah, and it's got to be Frank's hot sauce. None of that fancy stuff.
Frank's is good too. I'm a Frank's guy.
Have you had catfish with hot sauce, young man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I do like catfish.
That's good. It's really good. Collard greens, catfish, hot sauce.
Shoot, man, we should find someone to bring them in. Catfish with just a bottle of hot sauce, collard greens, a little mac and cheese.
Help us out, Chap Red. Where do you think we should get some stuff sent in from? I'm down.
I don't understand everyone's asphyxiation when we talk Black Santa.
He's a polarizing figure.
With cools, check cashing, and scratch offs all at the same place. Why, Terry?
People just want to have fun. It's Friday, so they just want to have fun and stuff. And Black Santa's a good dude. What has Black Santa done wrong?
Nothing. He shows up late.
He a little bit late, but you get what you want.
Yeah.
Some people say smoking in the hospital might be a little bit of a stretch, but
yeah, that was. But it was in the lobby.
Yeah,
it was in the lobby. There
right.
you go.
We've all gone there before.
Fair enough. Acceptable, right, Terry?
Sure.
He's had a lot going on, and he's given a lot back to the lot of people.
He's stressed.
He's got a lot of stress.
CJ Schneider wants to know: can Black Santa make good rib tips?
Ooh, man. Actually, he cannot.
No,
but he can try.
Black Santa's not much of the cure. He's much of the eater,
he can cue,
right?
but he can't do the rib tips. I mean, he'll give you the spare ribs and
he just doesn't have the time to,
you know what,
to
Terry?
dial in.
Let me just interrupt everybody. Stop typing right now. I'll just ask Terry for you guys. Okay. What's the grill made of, Terry? Is it an empty beer keg? What is it?
No, it's
is it the hood of a Buick?
It's a big drum with a little rack across it. Those are the best ribs, by the way.
I do agree with you. That's sexual.
When I'm
sexual.
Driving down McNichols and you see a guy outside of a gas station with one of those grills.
Tell me you're not stopping.
Oh, I'm stopping for sure.
I do that too. Like 6 Mile.
Yeah.
When he's out there, I'll pull up on him, no doubt.
1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a quarter rack. Not even if I'm not hungry. Just on principle that it's out there. Jake Wagner says that makeshift smokers are killer though. They are.
But they got people that just make them.
Right.
No factory, nothing. They just make them on the side.
You know where else I'm stopping? Thank God we made it. You know where else I'm stopping to eat?
Where's that?
You know.
Oh, it's Cousin's Man Lobster.
You know.
Of course, because Cousin's Man Lobster food truck is up for Food Truck of the Year. Make sure you go vote for them at free.com, Best of Detroit, and follow them on facebook.com/CML Detroit for your chance to win a $300 Visa card if they win. Make sure you try Cousins Maine Lobster today. Scan the QR code to find out where they'll be next rolling around the city, or order online and earn rewards. Make sure you check out Cousins Maine Lobster.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Guardian Alarm. Let Guardian Alarm this Friday offer you customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians that take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call the number today. 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. But I need you to call the number 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Yes, people. People that feel safety and security deserve technology that's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. Just like Guardian Alarm cares about Sam Flannel's flannel. How many straight days of flannel protection?
225.
225. That used to be a show. 225 straight days of flannel protection, and you can have it too if you call Guardian Alarm today. The number 1-800.
Stay out. Stay with the Michigan basketball rotation. Joey Baker, take your 37% and your airballing the game, potential game tying 3 out of the Michigan program.
Jesus, man.
You know, Black Santa's got to protect in his hoopty. Let's go. Guardian Alarm, local security experts. Tell them Big D Energy. We sent you.
Okay. We're almost through this.
Flannel turns out athletes faster than you would want.
I know, man. Who turns their back quicker than Sam Flannel?
A scorned Sam Flannel is not one to be trifled with.
No, not
I've
at
always
all.
said that Joey Baker sucks, just for the record.
I was told that we were done once I got through the segment, and then I was told we are not. Black Santa, questions about Black
Because
Santa.
the greatest Black Santa question and answer came in.
Yes, the greatest Black. This is Terry Foster deeming this. This is Terry's words. This is the greatest Black Santa question that's ever been asked. Here on Mark M. I'm sure this has been asked before. It hasn't. But does Black Santa have many gold teeth?
Here's the better question. Does Black Santa have white teeth?
Let's see. Healthy, Cools, Cavassier, couple.
You know, D-Mac, if you come through with the carton of cigarettes, I bet you Black Santa will get the diamond teeth next year.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
The grill?
He'll get the grill.
Oh, that would be sick.
That would be sick.
That would be sick.
Jeremy Anderson. Sam, you're supposed to pick your teammates up, not shoot them down. Sam equals Skip Bayless.
Well, hey, there's a difference between a team player, team sports, and individual. So Sam probably is really good at tennis and golf and all those individual sports. Badminton.
Woodwardsports.com chat thread, DMAC. It was, in fact, 227, not 225. I do remember 227.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that was the other. Your talk 227's Black Santa was on that one.
Oh, you're talking about the program. He probably was on there for real.
Yeah, so there's that. One more. We'll do one more. Shane wants to know, what album's playing in Black Santa's sleigh?
You know, some old school, man.
Marvin Gaye or?
Yeah, Marvin Gaye, OJ's.
Yeah.
He doesn't know this modern stuff.
There's like 1 or 2 Temptations tracks in there just to change up the flow.
Hey, the Temptations Christmas album.
I think at midnight
Slaps.
Barry White kicks on.
Yeah.
Just when he's cruising down the streets and the nice,
Well,
when the snow's falling.
if he's going through the hood and there's some pretty ladies out in the summer, you know it's Barry White playing.
Earth, Wind, and Fire getting a lot of discussion in the Woodwardsports.com chat thread. Detroit Dabber 313 says, no, Black Santa has an 8-track in his sleigh. Does he have an 8-track player?
And it skips right between songs.
Bootsy Collins.
Oh, the good old days.
Oh, the Commodores. Come on, guys. T-Foss, I did want to ask you this because you guys didn't get a chance to talk about it yesterday. Anthony Richardson meeting with the Lions. Business as usual, right?
I think it's due diligence. I don't think they'll actually draft him. But, you talk to him. A lot of people talk to Anthony Richardson, and Dan Campbell did not close the door on selecting a quarterback. But
he didn't bust it open
He
either.
didn't bust it open, but, you got to keep people guessing and saying, what are the Lions going to do? Because they're in pretty good position for people to trade up, and the Lions could trade up too. So you keep your options open, and I'll tell you this story. Do you know when I knew less about the NBA than any other time in my life? When I covered the Pistons. Because I was talking to people every day, and I knew they were lying to me. And I was like, and I would get confused. Like, damn, he just said this, and I read this over here. So they use the media to keep everybody off balance. It's like a little stupid game. Everybody knows they're not going to pick. They're not going to pick Anthony Richardson.
Spenmo. I expect it from them.
That's a good one.
I don't expect it from you.
That's a good one, though.
So Spenmo highlighted on the Woodwardsports.com chat thread. He pinned it to the top. Black Santa got his subwoofers at Mickey's in Redford. That is not. We can't confirm that.
Mickey Shores?
Mickey. Yeah, but you know what? Spenmo.
Yes.
You're not on your game, brother. There's a Mickey Shores in Royal Oak now.
Oh.
Which is close to Beaumont.
That's true.
So maybe he got him there.
Yeah, maybe he got him there.
Yeah, Spenmo and Mike G. Let me know when you guys are done, man.
They even got a Mickey Shores in Kego Harbor now, so it's all
Do they really?
coming out. Yeah.
There was one still one in Roseville, Spenmo?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry, but isn't, to your point, right? Isn't this what all good teams at all sports
they do.
They're hot do to the
They
point
just throw
of
stuff
what
out.
you're saying about Brad Holmes, or this is a good team. This is the expectations you have out of a good team, right? Because this isn't what we witnessed before, right? This isn't signing a quarterback before you're picking third in the draft, right? This is
Right.
this goes to show you
I want to give
competency.
The Lions, I want to give the Lions this much credit. Even when they were bad, they still lied during the draft. So they at least knew that part. Lied before the draft because the media picks up on everything and says, oh, the Lions are talking to Anthony Richardson, so they must be really thinking about, drafting him.
Except for Bob Quinn's dumbass.
Bob Quinn
I know,
was
right?
a little
Signing
bit.
Chase Daniels to the most expensive backup quarterback right before. Oh, maybe they're going to get Tua. Oh, no, they're definitely not going to get Tua.
They're definitely not going to get Tua. No. The DLine.com. DMAC wants no conversation about Black Santa, LOL. That's not true. DMAC was talking
I'm all
about
it.
cools.
I'm buying the cools. I'm all down with it. I mean, the grill. Terry says he's going to get a grill. I'm just enamored with everything coming in. I just like to enjoy.
Yeah.
DMAC might be Caucasian. He might be from Canada. But he's all down with Black Santa. He's gonna. I bet you.
You know I'm down with Black Santa.
I bet you. Right before Noel night, I'm not gonna have to say a word. DMAC's gonna come in with a carton of cool menthol
and a
say,
case
hey,
of Cavassier. Let's go.
Yeah.
And
you gonna get the Cavassier too?
He might even walk into the garden and say, Santa, here's a big bag of joy for you from me. Right? Absolutely. That's why Black Santa and I will get along. We'll be just fine. Don't worry about
DMAC will have a different set over on his back.
This is a real thing. Black Santa likes to hang out with his Hispanic friends. You know what they drink? Cavassier margaritas. And I'm not lying.
What's in that?
It's like margarita.
Tequila and Cavassier?
Tequila, you put Cavassier or Hennessy in it.
Spencer, how does that combination of tequila and Hennessy or Cavassier work in your boiler, bud?
That doesn't sound good.
Not very well, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Not that like that doesn't trust me.
I had it at a hoity-toity party about 5 years. That was good.
You did not.
I did not. I did. Don't call me a liar. I did, for real.
Was there salt on the rim?
No, I don't do salt.
Okay.
Trying to watch my sodium intake.
There's always Mike G in here all the time. Terry, can Black Santa get me through the line at Club Nicky's in Greektown?
No, but he can do that at Club Blue.
Connected, West Side.
I don't like Nicky's. Oh, no, that's right. The club, they do have Club Nicky's. I mixed that up with the strip club near there. Now, he probably can't get you in Club Nicky's, but he can definitely get you in Club Blue.
What was that strip club that used to be on Mound?
That's all I need to get down with Black Santa. Let's go.
The strip club that used to be on Mound?
In Warren, yeah. I forget what it was called.
John
John's.
D-Mac. Oh, John John's.
We used to drive by it, and they had like the blue glass panels on the outside, and so I thought it was like an indoor pool. And so I'd be like, Dad, can we go to John John's? He's like, no, you can't go to John John's.
I like how D-Mac just piped right. Oh, John John's.
Yeah.
I like the steak for the lunch.
Listen, geography is a specialty of mine, especially in this state. If I'm going to be a citizen and love this city and its outskirts, I got to know the roads.
Yep.
And Mount at 12 Mile, it just so happens, John John's.
John John's
Oh,
is there.
female style. Oh, allegedly.
Yeah.
It's when we made it off of 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Well, there was one off of 8 Mile called the Dirty Duck.
The Dirty Duck?
The Dirty Duck. And the problem with the Dirty Duck. Neal, why you always shake your head at me? I'm telling you
Because how am I going to transition to seafood? Well, maybe there is a natural transition. Let's see.
The Dirty Duck.
Go ahead, Terry.
The problem with the Dirty Duck is you couldn't tell the difference between the strippers and the hookers. So you're all confused in there.
Hey, after the show, will you explain to Spencer the difference?
Yeah,
absolutely. Hey, speaking of buffets and good food, where else you can go?
So for those of you who are moral and celebrate Lent, there's a move for you as far as eating. That's right, Big Boy. The Seafood Fest is back at Big Boy. They have all your Lent favorites for the religious folks that have tuned out by now. Shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, and the new fish sandwich. And don't forget the all-you-can-eat fish fry buffet on Friday night. Spend mode before he goes to local establishments. We'll slide in. It's part of the pregame routine.
R.I.P. John John's.
Yeah. The all-you-can-eat fish fry buffet Friday nights. Get to your local Big Boy today. Please be 1 o'clock, please.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to WoodwardSports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to WoodwardSports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Mercifully, it's coming up to the final segment of the show, but not before I tell you about Chili Peppers Tanning. where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. You can pick up the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Cal Tan, and Spencer Raxter's favorite, the Swedish Beauty Lotions. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find which one of the 27 locations works best for you. Chili Peppers Tanning, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest hands. They are your vitamin D headquarters is Chili Peppers Tanning.
On his last day at Woodward Sports, Chili Peppers Tanning.
Yeah, there it is. That's right. Shout out Fish. Pour some out.
Pour some out for Fish.
Pour some out of the 40 for Fish, his last day today.
Fish. I like that guy.
I do too. Very fine sports media
Very fine
personality.
young man.
Very fine young man. Jason Moose. Neal, I saw Black Santa at Sizzler in California.
We're going to Sizzler.
Dude, the only thing that really matters is, does Black Santa have his VIP at Watts Mozambique?
Yes, he does.
He absolutely does.
You know, people get gold cards there. He got the platinum card.
He's the man.
Mm-hmm.
We can find his...
He be back there spinning records.
Yeah. Well, that's where you can find his sleigh park in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Terry, Denver Blair says, Bogart's across the street from the cricket. It's out of town, but Black Santa trying to keep a low profile.
I don't know if he goes to he should go to It's Bogart's.
Yeah.
I believe.
Allegedly.
I am drawing the line, however. We will not talk about fish and a side of thighs. We're not doing any of that stuff. Okay?
You better not.
No, we are not. I am, and guys, I'm not kidding about this one. I'm not going there. We will not read those. We won't.
Thank you.
That is hey, Shane said I love the F around Fridays, and they're fun, D-Mac. We like them too.
Dude, I'd rather do this than talk sports most of the time. It's boring as shit, but you know what? We're a sports network, so I got to wait till these little times on Friday. I picked my opportunity. I thought Black Santa, he's part of the squad, right? When we say we're squad D, Black Santa, we're recruiting him. Terry comes in, and you know what? It just brightens our day.
We got to have Black Santa in next year.
Yeah, the only problem is the conservatives are trying to erase Black Santa's story. And I think that's sad.
Well, let's not let that happen.
We're not. I'm going to fight it.
I'm fighting it too.
Nap God says, Terry, is Black Santa married, or does he have a, quote, gang of hoes?
No. He is married. I met Black Santa's wife. And if you recall, I said she wasn't the cutest girl in the world. She's kind of homely.
You did say that.
But she was nice.
Very friendly.
Very friendly.
Helps a lot of the kids along the way.
Yeah. So you know, because she's homely, you know Black Santa got to be dipping on the side.
Well, we got to say allegedly because we don't know.
We don't know. Thank you, T-Mac. Minister of Accountability.
Right? We got to say allegedly because we don't. When you got facts that he'd been dipping, you'd assume drive down the street pumping out the Barry White when the gang of hoes, like you said, come down.
But you know,
we don't know.
We don't know.
What woman can resist a brother wearing big red pants and a white beard and a big old hat
and black boots
and
a big belt
cool
buckle.
in the back and a foot boot.
Terry,
Perfect.
I asked the Woodward Sports Chat the over/under on Black Santa's wife, 275 pounds.
She's actually small.
Oh,
she's not a big girl.
Okay. Jack Harrington, Neal, please ask Terry, is Black Santa a, quote, player hater, unquote?
I just know he's a player.
Yeah.
And he crushes a lot, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, he sure does.
Yeah, so, he doesn't have to be a player to crush a lot. Marked Royal. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, any future bosses that might be considering me for employment, these are not the reflection of me or my opinion. I'm simply
You're
reading.
doing a job.
I am doing the job I'm hired to do.
You're driving this yacht.
Yes.
Yeah, just say don't hire Terry.
Yes.
I'd hire you, Terry.
I am simply facilitating the messages to the proper channels. We have an expert in the subject matter. These comments do not necessarily reflect the views of Neal Ruhl Enterprises at all. Marked Royal, is Black Santa's wife white?
No, she's a sister, believe it or not. And she's got little horn rimmed glasses and gray hair. She'd be cute if she didn't have that butter face.
Kyle says you guys are starting to embarrass yourselves, and I agree, Kyle. I'm with you. Chuck says, Neal, your dream of working in the NBA is going down the drain today.
That's true. You're going to be in front of Adam Silver, and they're going to want to make you an NBA announcer, and he's going to say, Neal, tell me about Black Santa. Pretend like you don't know what he's talking about.
You'll be
You want
very
that
well
job.
versed on the topic.
Yeah.
And that'll impress you.
I've talked to experts about it.
Yeah.
I am knowledgeable about it. Peaceful Tim. Neal Ruhl is not a reflection on every guy that has 2 furnaces. That is true, too. I am not.
That's true, because if we had catfish with hot sauce and greens, you'd eat it.
I would, 100%.
And you would clean your plate.
I would smash it, no doubt. Steve O'Baby brings it around to sports. And I like it. Can Black Santa get us a championship?
What team?
I don't know. Do your own answer. Thank God, Spenny.
Yep.
Thank God. All right, we're done here.
Black Santa is a Lions fan, though, right?
Oh,
Of
yeah,
this
he
new
likes
regime.
them. Yeah, we've had that conversation. I said, dude, really?
Lions fans.
That's all we need to know. He's got faith. We got faith.
No. He's got a Lions Santa hat. That's how much he loves the Lions.
And what a great way to go out. Have a great week.
Detroit Dabber says Black Santa's done for now.
For now.
For T-Foss, for
He'll be
D-Mac,
back.
for Sam Flannel, for Spencer Raxter. My name's Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in to Big D Energy. Have a great weekend, everybody. Well, see you later.